Greetings from South Korea. I am Adang, Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung called return to the Blue House a symbolic milestone that shows the restoration of people's sovereignty and democracy. He presided over the cabinet meeting this morning, the first to take place at the Blue House in more than 3 years. He vowed to bolster direct communication with the public for transparency. The cabinet signed into law 2 bills recently passed by the National Assembly, one on mandating specialized tribunals handling insurrection cases, and the other on imposing heavy punitive damages against false information. On the economic front, South Korea's business sentiment in December hit its highest level in 17 months, driven by expanded U.S. manufacturing facility investments and year-end demand in non-manufacturing sectors. According to the Bank of Korea's latest survey released Tuesday, the Composite Business Sentiment Index for all industries in December rose by 1.6 points from November to 93.7. This is the strongest since July last year's 95.5. However, the outlook for January dipped 1.7 points to 89.4 overall, with a sharp fall expected for non-manufacturing sectors. The Composite Business Sentiment Index measures optimism among businesses, with a score below 100 showing negative sentiment. Hanwha Aerospace has signed an additional contract to export its 80-kilometer range Chunmoo guided missile to Poland. The contract is worth 5.6 trillion Korean won, which is a little less than $4 billion. It was signed on Monday local time in Warsaw between Poland's armament agency and a consortium of Hanwha WB Advanced Systems, a joint venture established in October by Hanwha Aerospace and the Polish defense company WB Electronics. This marks the third stage of the deal, building upon 2 previous ones in 2022 and 2024. The missiles will be produced at Hanwha WB's production facility that will be built in Poland. Sales of merchandise sold at the National Museum of Korea reached a record high this year. According to preliminary data released Tuesday by the National Museum Foundation of Korea, total sales of so-called mutes items in 2025 came to almost $28 million. That's around double the total from the year before. The foundation also said more than $2.7 million worth of goods were sold so far in December. The museum also recorded more than 6 million visitors this year, the highest number since it opened in 1945. United States President Donald Trump warned Iran that the U.S. could strike again if Tehran rebuilds its nuclear program. Trump delivered the warning on Monday while hosting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. Trump said he has heard Iran may be trying to build up again, and said if that is confirmed, the consequences would be powerful. He also said he wants to reach the second phase of the U.S.-brokered Israel-Hamas ceasefire as quickly as possible, but said Hamas must disarm. Trump again urged Israel's President Isaac Herzog to pardon Netanyahu, who is on trial for corruption. Trump and Netanyahu's meetup in Florida is their 6th meeting since Trump's return to office. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.